Thank you, Mark. State budget negotiations are dragging on in Lansing, even though they have had a year to get a new budget. With 3 weeks to go, there's still no agreement.
And now, a rift between the Speaker of the House and the governor, and they're in the same party. 24-Hour News 8's political reporter Rick Alvin. Rick, they must have known you were headed to Lansing today.
Apparently so. They certainly made it interesting and kind of need a scorecard to follow the players on this one. So here we go. State's about $3 billion, give or take a few million, short of what some would like to spend next year. The Senate's passed what they say is a balanced budget with cuts only, no new taxes, months ago. Yesterday, the governor made her plan public. That involves raising taxes on services, cigarettes, and bottled water, using stimulus money and cuts to make up the difference. When she did, there was an unexpected response from fellow Democrat and Speaker of the House Andy Dillon. In a statement, he said, quote, "The governor should know that a showboating a proposal that has no chance of passing is not a way to solve the state's fiscal crisis." That's one Democrat about another. Today, the Speaker tried to clarify what that was all about.
The media calls that came into us asking for a reaction was that she said we were going to start moving budgets today, and that was news to me. I think it was just an unfortunate sequence of timing, and whether she meant what she said about the budgets. In fact, she had sent me a note earlier in the night saying, I'm sorry I did that. That was before she saw my statement, and then she had a different note after that one. But
you want to share that one with us?
I'll let that stay between the two of us.
Meantime, the minority leader in the House, Representative Kevin Elsenheimer, says he has concerns about a potential government shutdown. Given the current negotiations, the deadline September 30th at midnight, and the time it takes to implement new spending plans, he says if real legislation isn't passed real soon, like next week, that a government shutdown, remember that countdown to shutdown thing we did 2 years ago?
Yes.
That becomes more of a reality, and so here we are 3 weeks, and here we go again.
Okay, we might want to dust off our graphic package for that.
We'll work on that.
Okay. Rick, on an unrelated note, another big political story today. The president tonight addressing Congress over his health care plan. You're going to be sticking around for us tonight. What do you expect out of this?
Well, I've heard a lot of people say it's his last chance and all that. I'm not sure about that, but I think he will try to reframe the conversation after a long, hot August of even hotter talk about health care reform. He is, of course, going to be talking to the American people, but just as much to his fellow Democrats. After all, they've got the votes to pass something in both chambers with just very little Republican support needed in the Senate. So he really needs to get them on board with what he wants to sign into law. I expect to hear more details on exactly what that is and perhaps hear him offer some flexibility to get some reluctant Democrats to go along. In the end, this is still a top priority for what is still a very young administration, and tonight is likely the best chance for him to get the message out that he wants to get something passed, and I expect at some point you're going to hear him say he wants to pass something, even if he doesn't get everything he originally wanted. I think that may be part of tonight's message.
All right.
We'll be
Thanks,
here.
Rick.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rick. Well, make sure and stay with us because you can see the president's speech at 8 o'clock on both Wood TV and WOTV4. Then tonight at 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, Rick will break down the speech and we will have reaction to it, including West Michigan lawmakers.